everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Mystical Munchies featuring the Dungeonmeister Cookbook. First of all, before we get started, I do want to apologize in advance for the way my voice sounds. I caught a little bit of a cold in the last couple days, and I'm currently going full court press trying to deal with it. So I'm basically throwing everything at it. The hot cider at work, the cold pills, cough drops. In fact, so I don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and pop one in right now so I can try to suppress that part of the cough. Anyway, this week we're on to the entree out of the Dungeonmeister Cookbook. We're cooking roast porcus, aka pork tenderloin studded with garlic. Before we do that, I did forget to mention the little bit of story for the summon wall of garlic bread last week. Ah, here it is. So walls of flame, stone, steel, fire, and salt, there's salt and even thorns, are common tools in the arsenals of puissant and canny wizards. They can be dense, dangerous, and impenetrable. They can reshape a battlefield and turn the tides of a mighty army. This one, well, it tends to feed an army more than reshape it. But, if anything, that just makes the wizard more popular. Summon a few of these and watch the tides of the table turn in your favor. Okay, and then we'll do the little story for the roast porcus as well, and then the table is actually waiting for us with all the ingredients. When dark summoning rituals go uninterrupted by the heroes, cracks in the tenuous barrier between their world and ours grow wide enough that even the mightiest overlords of many layered hells stalk forth, bearing main courses. Stuffed with fresh garlic and seared to lock in the flavor, this tenderloin is a meal fit to serve a king of hell, or your friends. Okay, so with that, the ingredients are waiting for us over at the table, so let's make our way over there. Here's everything we need for the recipe. So obviously we need the 1 pound pork tenderloin. It's a little bit more, but that couldn't be helped at the grocery store. 4 cloves of garlic, which I've already slivered. 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. 1/2 teaspoon each of thyme and rosemary. And then a tablespoon of either canola or vegetable oil. I'm using vegetable oil. With that, let's move into the kitchen and start putting everything together. We're going to move over my shoulder for this shot. The first steps were to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, which I've got going right now, and I've lined a baking sheet with aluminum foil, which is off shot. Our next step is we're going to take a small sharp knife, which hopefully this one will be sharp enough. I'm not going to run any part of my hand along the blade to test it, but we're going to make 1/2 inch deep cuts widthwise across the surface of the entire tenderloin, and then insert a sliver of garlic into each cut. So we'll do that. I'm hoping I'm not cutting too deep here. Alright, that should be enough. So now I'll take the slivers of garlic and insert them in. Probably go a couple. Okay. All right. Oh, perfect. Okay, looks like I made one more cut than I needed to, but in the world. Okay, you're gonna hit the bin. But yeah, looks like I made one more cut than I needed, but there's the garlic stuffed in the pork tenderloin. So I'll go ahead and wash my hands up there. Then we'll move this out of shot for a second. Actually, it's going to be probably a little bit longer than that. We'll get that cutting board out of the way as well. Then we'll bring a small bowl in, because now we're going to make the dry rub. So we're going to combine the salt, the pepper, the thyme, and the rosemary. So once again, we want a quarter teaspoon of salt and pepper. Didn't mean to jar the camera there. Then half a teaspoon each of thyme and rosemary, if the thyme ever wants to be opened. There we go. Alright, so there's the thyme. Half a teaspoon. Okay, that's a pretty generous half a teaspoon, but I can work with it. And the rosemary. Actually, these can go back up as well, since I think I'm done with those. And then the rosemary. Half a teaspoon of that. We'll dump that in. We'll put that together. Okay, that can get out of my way as well. And then we'll bring the tenderloin back into shot. And then we'll rub the spice mixture over the tenderloin. So we'll just dump that out carefully. Should be able to turn that a little bit to get some of it on the bottom. It's mostly going to be incidental from, because that is actually not a lot of spice. You can maybe roll that a little bit over whatever I catch. Alright. That should be good enough on that. So we'll move. So we're actually close to the stove, but we're going to have to turn the camera over to that. I'll just go ahead and wash my hands here once again. I'll go grab the pan that I'm going to need and the oil. Turn that here. I think I'm going to use this burner. So we'll put the pan there. We'll take a tablespoon of oil. I'll add it into the pan. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to brown the roast over medium-high heat. So I want to be at about 8, I think. So we'll run that around. We're going to brown that on each side for about 5 minutes. And then we'll come back when this is ready to... We'll come back when this is... Actually, we'll do a side of browning on this. I'll let that start sizzling a little bit. Go ahead and brown a side. I'm going to need probably a metal, fits nicely. Metal spatula with a rubber tip, so I'll put that off to the side on my spoon rest. See if I can push the garlic down a little bit. Turn this light on as well so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing, hopefully. Alright, let me just go ahead and drop this in. That should start sizzling any minute. Seems like it's taking its sweet time, but I'm actually hearing it start to work now. So, like I said, we're going to brown that on each side until it's ready. We'll come back when this is ready to go in the oven. So here's what the pork tenderloin looks like after I'm done browning everything. So now we're going to put this in the oven to a prepared baking sheet and cook it in the oven until the internal temperature at the thickest point registers 145 degrees, about 15 to 20 minutes. And let's see if I have a meat thermometer. I do, actually. Let me give this a quick cleaning. Honestly, I might, looking at how bad this thing is, my sneaking suspicion is I'm going to do better with just getting a brand new meat thermometer and being done with it. So yeah, I'll have to work on that a little bit more to try to get it a little cleaner, but I'm not going to fight with it right now. So I'm just going to use a timer. Since they're saying about 18 to 20 minutes, that's what I'm going to go for. So we'll put this in the oven, hopefully without jarring the camera. There we go. I was going to say without jarring the camera and or burning my hand. So we'll set the timer for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back once that comes out of the oven. The timer just went off on the tenderloin in the oven, so we're going to go ahead and pull it out. Whoa. Ooh, I like the smell of that, and look at that. Okay. We can get that off, but we're not ready to slice it yet because we still need to let this cool down for about another 10 minutes. So next time we come back here, we'll be actually back at my desk for the taste test. We're all set for the taste test right here. I did grab a steak knife as well because I'm not sure how tender this is going to end up being, but let's go ahead and find out. So actually there's a little piece here that it looks like I can cut off. Let's see how this turned out. I really like how all the flavors turned out here. Maybe well, granted my taste buds are probably a little screwed up because of this cold, but I really do like how this turned out, and it seems like it'll be fork tender, so probably not much of a need for a steak knife there, but yeah, that'll do it for this recipe of roast porcus. Now, next week we're going to have the last recipe out of the Dungeonmeister Cookbook, the dessert. We'll be making Spenter's Minty Discs, aka melted mint cookies. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.